Robinson, all that,
Right.
then they don't know. How are they to know? They don't teach it anymore in school. They don't teach Black history in school, and what they do teach is wrong. They got Africa as a little tiny little continent. They lie in the textbook.
Right.
You know, if you're bright, you're all right.
Right.
If you're Black, get back. That's like what we talked about. You can be in school, and the darker kids. You know, I was just watching a really good movie that Bill Duke did called Dark Girls. Really wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
He did it in 2011, and it brings attention and shows a lot of historical facts about how Black came to be looked down upon, and light-skinned girls came to be put on, you know, pedestals and considered the epitome of beauty, when it's not true.
Right, right.
It's simply not true.
My 9-year-old experienced it in school. You know, she maybe about 3 other Black girls in a class, and she's the darker one. She came home one day last year, and she said, "Mom, every time my teacher walks past the kids, she always touches every kid on the shoulder, but she never touches me on the shoulder."
Wow.
And
every time she walks past.
That.
Yeah. So there's. Yep, it's true.
It is true.
That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate.
And shame on that teacher.
Exactly, because they think kids don't pick up on it, and in fact they do. So that's a scary part. Very scary. Okay, we had another comment. This one is from Shauna. Oh, her name is almost like mine. Shauna said, "I did not realize that Lonette got deep like this. I absolutely love her vision, and I had no idea they did that to animals. You're making me not want to eat meat anymore. Thank you for the information. Thank you for your glamour. Thank you for your prestige, and I appreciate you for coming on the show." Thank you, Shauna.
Oh,
okay.
Thank you, Shauna. That means so much to me. That really means a lot to me.
There's like 4. I can't read.
Go ahead, honey.
No, I was going to say, I can't read all the messages. It's about 47 inbox or text messages. I can't get to all of them, but they're basically all saying the same thing except for a few. And they're all saying they love your stance. They love the fact that you're beauty and brains, and the fact that you are not afraid to say what it is that you have to say, or you're not afraid to feel the way that you feel. And that's really the consensus of most of these messages that are coming through, outside of a few more that's saying like, "Oh my gosh, how can I get you on my show?" Or one guy said, "If only I could find a woman my age that looks remotely like you, I think I would be in heaven." That was from Kevin.
Oh, God.
Oh.
They're thinking of the movie days. They haven't seen my old self now, but you know, God, I love those comments. I love that people. Isn't it funny how people have this thing for the movies and for movie stars, what they perceive as a movie star? It's beyond explanation, really, and it's illogical. It's not really logical, but they put us on some sort of, I don't know. It's magical in a way. It's very wonderful, you know, if you access it and if you can appreciate it. See, I try to take it all in. If I'm going to pay attention to those compliments, then I got to look at these people that write me and tell me I'm a bitch and I need to shut up. I'm an evil, you know, black bitch, and whatever they say to me. Of course, they get blocked on my Twitter page, not before they get to say what they have to say. Like one girl the other day, a couple days ago on Twitter, posted a poster of all these black NFL players that have been accused of abusing their wives, and she posted it on my page, and she said, "Look at this." She said, "Look, fathers, tell your daughters before they marry these men, this is what could happen." And I was like, "Bitch, why don't you post the hockey players that abuse their wives and kick their dogs, all the white boys? Why are you posting the black people?" And she said, "Oh, because I'm a white girl, I can't be right." And I was like, "You know what? No, you can't. You can't be. Yeah, you're blocked. You're not worth arguing with."
Oh my gosh! But, people become internet bullies, and they become keyboard gangsters, and most of the stuff that they say, they can't say. If you were to stand in front of them, I bet you they wouldn't say that. So, I mean, I watched your Twitter page, because it was about a month or two before I asked you to come on, and I said, let me see what she believes in, what she really enjoys doing and such. And by doing that, I got to know a lot more about what you embrace. And, like you said, yeah, because what we see on TV is something that's scripted. I can't expect you, to sing, like your life. I figured that there's got to be someone behind the television screen, behind the movie screen, behind that CD. And I learned so much about you. Like, I remember you posted something about with people leave their animals to die. And, I'm like, wait a minute. It takes a special kind of person to go outside their comfort zone and talk about something that really matters, more so than, hey, look, I wear a pair of $500 shoes,
I know. Or talk about themselves, where their next gig is. And what they're doing now, and what they're wearing, and all that fluffy bullshit. I won't even follow people. I go on now. See, I've learned the hard way. Before I follow someone, I go and look at their feed and see what they're posting. And if it's all about them, and if it's shallow, and if it's my next show is at such and such, and my next TV show is such and such, and my next this is such and such, I won't follow them.
Right.
Because I know they're not deep. To use a platform like that, where you have thousands of people reading your words, and to get up there and talk about yourself and not talk about the people that are being abused all over the world, let alone here, our own black men being slapped down, dogs in the street by these law enforcement assholes, to not talk about that, and not tell people what they're doing in these slaughterhouses, why we have so much cancer? Could it be because they're using sick animals to feed us, to put in the supermarkets, and torturing them before they kill them? Could it be that we're eating all that misery? Of course it is. And until we get spiritually correct, and by spiritual, I'm not talking about no religion, because I cannot deal with no religion. I cannot go there. But I'm spiritual. And I know what is wrong when I see something wrong. And to not talk about it, to not bring it to the forefront when you have a platform, it's wrong. It's like that's a sin. I was raised a Catholic. They talk about sin. That's the sin. To not tell the truth about what you know. Everybody doesn't read the same books as me. Everybody may not read Eckhart Tolle, or they may not read what I get to read about what goes on in the slaughterhouses. So I feel it's all of our obligation to inform each other. If you're informed in an area that I'm not, about something that might affect me or my children, that I should know about. And, the world is just, we are killing this planet. We're not just killing each other. We don't have to worry about killing each other, because we're going to all basically die. The planet will go on, but we're going to be gone. And even Stephen Hawking says that by the year 2070, if we keep overpopulating at this rate, every single human being will have 13 square inches of land upon which to stand.
Whoa.
You can look it up. You can Google it. Stephen Hawking. This is not a theory. This is the greatest mathematician in the world living.
Right.
He's done the numbers.
Wow.
So, you know what I mean? And this is not to put down, I know that people get all happy when they get pregnant and they have a new baby coming, and it's an exciting time in a young couple's life. I don't want to take that from anybody. My thing is not to make people feel bad or make them feel guilty, but we do need to be aware. We need to be aware. If you have 2 or 3 children or 4, maybe you might want to think before you have the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. You know what I mean?
Right,
maybe
right.
you might want to think, well, how are they going to eat in 30 years? How are their children going to eat if we have no fertile land upon which to grow crops? And if everything is polluted, and if all the water, the fresh water, is polluted, what's going to happen to these great grandchildren and grandchildren and children of these children that everyone's having today?
Right.
It's not a good scenario, and it's not a theory. It's a fact. So to not talk about it, and not talk about how we can make the world a better place, and stop this torment and torture, not just of people, but of the animals too, because we're all connected, believe me. When all the sharks are gone, 70% of the shark population has been decimated in the past 10 years. Now, the shark population is the highest on the food chain in the ocean. When the highest on the food chain dies out in the ocean, everything below it will die out. When that happens, we're going to die out.
Won't be anything left.
And it's not theory. This is fact. It's just like global warming. They, those right-wingers, those Republicans can say they don't know about global warming and they don't believe blah, 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 blah. Why do you think all these huge hurricanes are happening one after the other that have never happened before?
Exactly. Icebergs falling apart. The icebergs out there are flowing. And I think it was Iceland somewhere. They were saying there was these big icebergs that were detaching itself, and it was starting to melt. And the melting is causing floods.
Yeah, but you also got to think about CERN, too.
Yes.
You also got to think about CERN, because CERN plays a lot in effect, because it touches down with the dark matter in the center of the Earth. Once you start messing with that, once you start messing with that, it's going to pull everything. You get the tsunamis.
The seas are right. Florida's going to be underwater in the next 20 years, but completely underwater in the next 20 to 50 years. Manhattan's going to be underwater. This is no joke. The polar bears are drowning right now up in the Arctic and in the Antarctic because they rely on the icebergs to feed.
Right.
And there are no icebergs left. The icebergs have melted. So the poor polar bears are swimming and going to where they thought the icebergs were going to be, and there's no icebergs. There's nothing for them to climb up on. They're drowning by the hundreds. They don't tell us about that. They don't tell y'all about that. Right. It's a fact. They got pictures of them floating up there drowned.
Well, they're more concentrated on coal mines and other things like that. So it's just really unfortunate. Let's see. The time now is 10:44. I have to talk about my sponsors really quick. Oh, my goodness. It's 10:44. I just want to let you know. I'm like, wait, I'm supposed to do something. We have a good sponsor for this evening, Styles by DFP, and that's with Miss Danielle Jackson. She's the director of Paparazzi Accessories as well as soaps. So when I do my live video after this, she has these amazing self-made soaps. They're organic. They're made out of soy. They're made out of really wonderful ingredients, and they smell absolutely good, and they make your skin feel so, so soft. So if you want to go ahead and get in touch with her, all you have to do is dial 803-265-5046. Again, that's Danielle Jackson at 803-265-5046. And if you would like to have your product or your business aired on our show, remember we're on 5 different platforms. We're on iHeartRadio, Spreaker, Blog Talk, iTunes, TuneIn, and Next Radio. And we want to make sure you have an opportunity to have your product displayed. So all you have to do is just inbox us at MsOptimismSpeaks@yahoo.com and let us know which package you are interested in. Our packages start at $75 up to $2,500, and amazingly, you will see a huge bottom line increase. So again, go to MsOptimismSpeaks@yahoo.com and let us know that you are interested in ad space. The time now is 10:46 Eastern Standard Time on Blog Talk Radio, going live on iHeartRadio as well as Spreaker, iTunes, Next, and TuneIn. And we are on the air right now with the beautiful, knowledgeable, and activist Lonette McKee, and she is dropping some serious, serious knowledge. And before we end the show, we do want to read one more comment. This one is beautiful, and we have a couple of topics that I wanted to ask you about.